It's post-production week. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that we are sharing our projects with class. We're getting feedback from each other. Pretty exciting stuff. We get to celebrate all the work that we put into collaborating, communicating, building things. And now is the fun part where we get to find out what other people think of it, get feedback, grow as individuals and as teams. So there is a final component with creating a blog post. Well, finishing the blog post we started for session 2. So we create one blog post per month for our production work. And we add to the pre-production section, the production section, and then now the post-production section. So we're completing the post-production section, and there's a bunch of headings in there that I want you to complete. And so when you click down here on the how, you can read through. It says state, and I'm going to go through. Hold on a second. Click, click, click. Make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Let's go even bigger. Yeah. So there's 4 components to preparing you for the rest of your life, and we break those down into things we call the 21st century skills, ways of thinking, ways of working, tools for working, and ways of living in the world. So what I want you to do is write out, and when I say state, just make a simple statement of how are you in your creative, innovative, critical thinking, and as a problem solver. How are you with that? And you're just reflecting on your own process. Ways of working. How are you with communicating and collaborating with your team? And for the tools that you worked with, how are you how I should read my words here. How you successfully used information and media stuff. So it's a matter of the actual technical tools, using the websites, YouTube, whatever resources we used in class for the project. How was that? And reflect on your own process there. And then ways of living in the world. How is this preparing you for life and career skills? And this is interactions with your team, problem solving, making hard choices because your timeline was tight, stuff like that. Okay, reactions to the final version. This is when we got feedback in class. So what critique did you receive from other students? And so you want to get at least one quote in here, and first names only, and just the idea of what did you get for your specific role, but also for the team project as well. Evaluation of the final version. So the Heath Brothers have an acronym. It's up on the front wall. It's a big poster. It says success. It's simple, unexpected, concrete, credible, emotional, and a storytelling structure. If you use at least 4 of these things, you have a sticky message. So do you feel that your film or game or musical composition or thing you're working on was simple? Was it unexpected? Like, you caught people off guard. It's unusual. It's unique. Was it concrete? Was it very straightforward? Very practical? And you can interpret that how you'd like. Incredible. This one doesn't apply as much. I mean, it's more about research and using research-based material, something that's concrete in the world, something that's tangible. So again, you can interpret that if you want. Emotional. Did you make people laugh? Did you make people cry? Did you catch people off guard? Humans love feeling emotions. It's what we do. And so if you can elicit an emotion through your work, that is one of the best things. And then lastly, how did you tell a story? What was the structure of it? Did the storytelling work? Did it have a beginning, middle, and end? Did people seem connected with it? Whether it was gameplay, whether it was a story structure for your film, or it was some kind of musical composition. Did it have a beginning, middle, and end? Did it grab our attention? Did it, take us on a journey? Then down here, what did you learn? What are your epiphanies through this last month of work? And explain means not just make one sentence, small paragraph. Write out how this evolved, took you to a new level. And the idea is that if we're not helping you evolve your creative process, your organization, your communication skills, and so on, then we shouldn't really be here. I mean, the whole point is to take you to another level. And so you're an active ingredient in that as well. I mean, that seems obvious. What's your perspective on that? All right, what did you use as a spelling grammar checker for this blog post? You want to use that. So you can use Grammarly if it's embedded in your blog. If it's embedded into your browser. You can use a spell check that's inside of EduBlogs. But I want you to identify what you're using to check your spelling and grammar. So what I'm trying to say is there should be no grammar or spelling problems in your blog post. Furthermore, you need a human to read your blog. So who is your editor? And so in class, I'm going to dedicate time for this so that somebody else can proofread your blog, give you feedback in case you missed a goober. That happens. Even with spelling and grammar check, there's other things that happen that don't make sense that a human catches. And if you want to be a decent writer, and I know most of you will say you're okay at writing, or some people say they're not a great writer, that's okay. Here's the simple recipe. Great writers have editors, period. You need an editor for the rest of your life. Anytime you're making a published document, have somebody proofread it. Okay, we have resources and things in here. This handout, I'm going to show you. It's this thing. Okay, you've already seen this. And again, this is the checklist to help you with all phases of production. Here's all that post-production stuff I just showed you. Okay, now if you look at the other side of the document, this is what it will look like in your blog. You'll have these headings here, and then you're going to write your stuff underneath each one of those headings. Okay, and again, we've used this all month long. It's there as a resource to help you understand where to put what are we assessing. Yeah, it's all right there. We have paper copies of these in the class. If you look on the far right side of the room, if you're looking at the front of the room.
Mr. Henderson, please come to the main office. Mr. Henderson.
Hey, isn't that cool? We just got an announcement. The paper versions of these are on the far right side of the room, underneath the folk singer poster, if you would like to have a physical copy. All right, thanks for watching.